So Peter and Jane were good friends, and somewhere along the line, Peter fell in love with Jane. He decided to ask Jane out, and Jane said, "Give me some time, let me think about it, and let me also pray." So Peter said, "Okay, so for how long?" He said, "Just give me a month." And 1 month passed. Peter came back and said, "What about my proposal?" They've been friends, of course, all this while. And Jane said, "I've not heard anything from God, and I'm still, thinking about it." And from 1 month, it became 6 months, and then it became 1 year. And Peter was still waiting and hoping. And Jane's friend asked her and said, "Why are you keeping this guy waiting? Why are you not saying anything to him? Especially when you know that you actually do love him. You like him a lot. You love his being around. So what is the problem?" And he said, "Well, I'm friendzoning him right now because I want to make things difficult, for him, so that when he gets me, or when I eventually say yes, he would feel like, he would value me. And I'm friendzoning him as well because I'm also looking at other options. There are also other guys who are talking to me, and I'm trying to, just look at other options." But then, unfortunately for Jane, Peter met someone else along the line, asked that person out, got engaged to that person, and then they were about to get married. And Jane now started feeling that Peter broke her heart. But of course, Peter didn't break her heart. I've seen a lot of women who tend to make things difficult, who tends to say no when they actually mean yes, who would friend zone a guy who is nice, who they actually like, and think that he could be a good, partner. But then they friend zone this guy. They see a good man and they know he's a good man, but they're making things very difficult for him. They're playing hard to get. The truth is that the world won't stop spinning for you because you are trying to friend zone a guy, or you're trying to say no when you actually mean yes. Because life will keep going on. This guy may meet someone else because they probably will think you're not interested or you're not a serious person, and they will meet someone else and they probably end up getting married to that person. But you on your path would have missed a good guy. You on your path would have missed someone who probably God has designed for you, or God has sent your way. So it's important that even if you are not clear about dating that guy, even if you're not clear about dating that person, it's okay to ask for time. Be very clear in your communication. "I think I like you, but I really need to be sure. So I need to probably pray about it, or I need to think through it to actually know if this is what I need at this phase of my life. I need to consider a couple of things." Be very clear about it, and don't play around. So if you say, "Give me 1 month," make sure that in 1 time you're able to come up with a decision. And the truth is that if you meet someone, you really like them and they are good, and you know what you want, it will not be difficult for you to decide. So take the time if you need the time, but clearly communicate it. Don't keep wasting a man's time. Don't keep making that man be your simp, or be a simp, in the sense that everything you want, you ask the guy to bring, to do for you, to give you money, but then you are not saying yes. So they're trying to woo you, they're trying to get you to say yes, but you're not saying yes. So try as much as you can to be very clear about where you stand. And if you need time, clearly communicate that. And sis, if you see a good man and you like that man, and you know that this guy fits what I desire in a man, do not waste your time. Do not waste his time. Because there's a possibility that the longer you waste that time of his and yours, he may meet someone else, and you'll be the one who will end up being heartbroken. So go for what you want. Go for what you want. If you really love them, don't make it difficult for them. If you really know what you want and they know what they want, you saying yes doesn't make you cheap, doesn't make you look cheap. Because especially when you've been friends with that person for a while, it doesn't make you look cheap. And if you need your time to get to know that person, take the time to get to know that person. But don't waste anyone's time. Especially when you mean yes. In your heart is yes, but then you're using your mouth to say no, or you're delaying. Don't do that. Don't friend zone someone that you really like and you think would fit in a relationship with you. So think about these things and ensure that it is not society, it's not the mindset, because there's a mindset out there that is propelling you to behave this way. So that mindset is not the best of mindsets. Rethink it and ensure that you act like a lady, and a classy one at that. Receive sense. Cheers.